I'm what they call a city person. I love the activity and bright lights. But cities can also be noisy, polluted, and dangerous. So why do many people, like me, come from a small town in the country to the bright lights of the city? Here are some statistics. The United Nations Population Division estimates that more than half the world's people now live in urban areas, and in the developed world, the figure is already almost 75%. There is an increasing number of so-called megacities, such as Tokyo with over 27 million people, Seoul at 20 million, and New York where 19.75 million people live. My guest today is the wonderful Dr. Helen Swain, a research demographer who specialises in investigating the urban environment. I'll start by asking her what makes us all gather in big cities.
Well, firstly, it's because of cooperation. Research has shown that gathering together or cooperating is a fundamental part of why we are so successful. With increased infrastructure and activity, we become more productive, we have more customers, more supporters. At best, there is a group increase in creativity.
So it's like a wave of people all going in the same direction?
Yes. Well, when it works well, that's just what it is. But that's an ideal situation. On a more mundane level, there are what we call push factors and pull factors. The push factors persuade or even force people to move to the cities because of a lack of opportunities where they are. Natural forces such as drought, economic depression, or conflict will cause people to leave their original homes. The pull factors are, of course, the promises of a better life, more opportunities, better jobs, education, and so on.
So, is there a secret that makes a city successful? Like, for example, a city like New York or Hong Kong?
Well, of course, money's a huge factor. The higher the income per person, the lower the crime rate and degradation. But it's not just money that makes a successful urban environment. Urban planning is key. An essential part of this is an efficient and cheap public transport system, and it enables people to move more effectively and is essential for a vibrant city, keeping cars from crowding the centre. Hong Kong is a great example of this. Easy, efficient, safe and clean. Contrast that with Bangkok, where it can take hours to get from one side of the city to the other, and public transport is at best chaotic.
So transport is one thing, but what happens when people get to where they're going?
Well, green spaces are important. Again, New York, Paris, London are good examples. Parks are incredibly important in cities as they create natural gathering places. Lots of well-lit, leafy outdoor areas where there can be safe and easy interaction.
So lighting is important?
Oh yes, a well-lit area is safe and inviting. People will not gather where they don't feel safe. They will just stay at home. And that creates a very negative social climate.
What do you mean by social climate?
A sense of pride in their city, of ownership if you like. Once people have a sense of belonging to their environments, they will make sure that it remains a good place to live, take care of their neighbours, report any crime, pick up rubbish, that sort of thing.
Yes, but of course in some cities you need more than a few volunteers to improve the environment.
Exactly. Some of the newer megacities, such as Mexico City, have huge problems with the outlying areas. Nearly 40% of the inhabitants live in the outskirts. High-density settlements that have grown up without services such as water, sewerage, rubbish removals, or even paved roads. These very quickly turn into slums, with problems of crime and health and social problems.
So what can be done to solve these problems?
Well, that's a huge area, starting with the fundamentals of social and economic change. And it will take more than one generation of work to improve a lot of these environments.
Well, Dr. Swain, thank you so much for being with me today.
You're welcome. Thank you for inviting me.